Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the presentation of the AM Company. I'm Melissa Salvhus.
And I'm Alic Christenson.
The strategic vision of the AM Company is to be the leader of the athletic footwear industry through the enhancement of styles and higher quality materials at competitive prices. The AM Company sells athletic footwear to selected retailers through the means of wholesale, internet, and private label.
So, the introduction. A&M Company is a worldwide athletic footwear manufacturer that was established 10 years ago. In the 11th year, a new management team took control of A&M Company and will be making the decisions for the following 5 years. So, the expectation of the board of directors. It's to grow the earnings per share to at least 7% annually through year 15 and then 5% in year 16 through 20. To maintain a return on equity of 15% or more annually, to maintain a B+ or higher credit rating, to achieve an image rating of 70 or higher, and lastly to achieve a stock price and gains of about 7% annually through year 15 and then 5% in years 16 through 20. A SWOT analysis helps to examine the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that are facing an organization or company. The internal strengths of A&M Company within the athletic footwear industry include having a high quality when constructing each shoe that is sold in the wholesale, internet, and under private label. A&M Company differentiates itself by having the best product with the highest quality materials. A&M Company is also concerned for their customers' wants and creates multiple different styles to meet the demands of their customers. The weaknesses of A&M Company are internal in nature. Having a higher SQ rating allowed for less rejected shoes and a better image of the company. However, not knowing what the other company's SQ ratings would be or how much they would improve their rating in each decision round is a weakness for staying competitive within the industry. Meeting the expectation of shareholders while trying to expand the business can wreak havoc on a company, which A&M Company is no different. While trying to expand into all 4 areas with merchandise and meet the expectations of shareholders, A&M Company struggled financially like 2 of the other companies. One challenge that affected A&M Company was not taking part in the private label sales during the 11th year. Not doing this damaged A&M Company's competitiveness in this area. The opportunities that A&M Company has yet to fully develop and has not developed is a larger expansion of the building of more athletic footwear. Expanding would allow the ability to distribute more footwear, increase the quality of athletic footwear that would be sold. Being able to reduce the force of other competitive companies by expanding in both branded and private label would allow more ability to capture customers within the market. The competitive threats that are facing A&M Company are from the close competitive rivals who are making similar athletic footwear. Having competition in any form of sales or marketing that has a similar product has the ability to decline the overall sales of each company, but can be harder on one company if they have not fully expanded into every market. A&M Company showed good financial returns during the 11th through 15th years. However, some years were better than others. Those years could have been better financially profitable without the direct competition of Best Footwear Company, who had a larger image rating from more celebrity endorsements. Earnings per share. The management team was placed in charge to take over A&M Company after 10 years of previous operation is expected to meet certain expectations by the board of directors. The first expectation was to grow the earnings per share to at least 7% annually through year 15 and 5% in years 16 through 20. The earnings per share were $2 in year 10, $2.25 in year 11, $3.10 in year 12, $4.22 in year 13, $5.38 in year 14, and $6.40 in year 15. The growth rate from year 10 to 11 was 12.5%. From year 11 to 12, the growth rate was 37.8%, and from year 12 to 13, the growth rate was 36.1%. From year 13 to year 14, the growth rate was 27.5%, and from year 14 to year 15, the growth rate was 19%. Overall, expectations to achieve a 7% annual growth rate was met. Return on equity. The second expectation was to maintain a return on equity of 15% or more annually. The return on equity was 20% in year 10, 19.4% in year 11, 22% in year 12, 23.4% in year 13, 24% in year 14, and 24% in year 15. The growth rate from year 10 to 11 was a negative 3%. From 11 to 12, the growth rate was 13.4%. From year 12 to year 13, the growth rate was 6.36%. From year 13 to year 14, the growth rate was 2.56%. And for year 14, along with year 15, the return on equity was 24%, having no additional growth. Also, there was the gross profit margin. In year 10, it was 47.3%. In year 11, it was 47%. In year 12, it was 50%. In year 13, it was 47.9%. In year 14, it was 51.9%. And in year 15, it was 52.2%. Having a higher gross profit margin is helpful for any company. Operating profit margin. In year 10, it was 15.6%. In year 11, it was 15.3%. In year 12, it was 9.9%. In year 13, it was 18.3%. In year 14, it was 18.9%. And in year 15, it was 21.5%. Having a higher operating profit margin is also beneficial for any company. Net profit margin. In year 10, it was 9.2%. In year 11, it was 9.4%. In year 12, it was 11.6%. In year 13, it was 11.9%. In year 14, it was 6.8%. And in year 15, it was 14.9%. Having a higher net profit margin means that you're getting more money coming into the organization or company. Credit ratings and ratio analysis. So first we have the debt to asset ratio. In year 10, it was 0.39. In year 11, it was 0.32. In year 12, it was 0.3. In year 13, it was 0.18. In year 14, it was 0.10. And in year 15, it was 0.11. You want a lower debt to assets ratio, meaning that you have less debt and more assets to cover your debt. Interest coverage ratio. In year 10, it was 6.62. In year 11, it was 8.31. In year 12, it was 13.76. In year 13, it was 14.02. In year 14, it was 37.25. In year 15, it was 134.58. And then default risk ratio. In year 10, it was 2.24. In year 11, it was 4.02. In year 12, it was 5.34. In year 13, it was 2.21. In year 14, it was 5.22. And in year 15, it was 15.29. And you would always want a higher default risk ratio because it means you're less likely to default. I also would like to talk about that third expectation, the credit rating. It was to maintain a B plus or higher credit rating. The credit rating in year 10 was B. In year 11, it was A minus. In year 12, it was an A. In year 13, it was an A plus. In year 14, it was an A plus. And in year 15, it was an A plus. Overall, A&M Company's credit rating not only improved, but also exceeded the required expectations of being a B plus or higher. The fourth expectation was to achieve an image rating of 70 or higher. The image rating in year 10 was 70. In year 11, it was 75. In year 12, it was 79. In year 13, it was 85. In year 14, it was 84. And in year 15, it was 86. So overall, A&M Company's image rating not only improved, but it also exceeded the required expectations of being above 70. The last expectation of the Board of Directors was to achieve a stock price and gains of about 7% annually through year 15. The stock price in year 10 was $30. In year 11, it was $25.65. In year 12, it was $46.98. In year 13, it was $84.66. And in year 14, it was $107.86. And in year 15, it was $125.54. So overall, A&M Company stock during years 12 through 15 met the expectations of the Board of Directors. The 5 forces analysis. The team conducted a forces analysis of A&M Company and came to the understanding that the primary competitive force is to be rivalry among existing competitors along with threats of new entrants. The secondary competitive forces are the bargaining power of buyers and the bargaining power of suppliers. The tertiary or third competitive forces are industry attractiveness and threat of substitutes. Rivalry among existing competitors. The management team of A&M Company competed with 3 other athletic footwear companies to achieve shareholders' expectations. During the 5 years, celebrity appeal and advertising played a large role in the fact of being able to sell higher amounts of footwear. A&M Company was able to have celebrity appeal of some of the years that the new management was in charge, but not every year, which inhibited sales. Having 3 or more companies to compete with and having a similar product was also challenging for the new management members. One of the years, the new management team took out a loan, which actually hurt the company financially, and brought the new team to the idea that having larger financial support would be important to expanding into a larger part of the footwear industry. Threat of new entrances. Larger facilities and equipment can help make a competitor more of a threat. Having more competitive technology such as robotics can make them more of a threat, and better funding or alternative locations can definitely make them more of a threat. And as you can see on the continuum, both of these were ranked high. The secondary competitive forces are the bargaining power of suppliers. A&M Company faced a limited population of suppliers during its 5 years of decisions, and because of its purchasing power, it was an issue. The overall supply of supplies and the price of supplies were a challenge, but this force did not heavily affect A&M Company. And the bargaining power of buyers. Buyers have the power over price changes in the aspect that if the prices become too high, they are able to purchase materials from other locations. A&M Company was determined to spend a reasonable amount on materials without overspending. Spending less on materials was helpful to keep prices lower and offered an alternative approach to not have to charge additional money to customers. And as you can see, these were both placed middle to high on the continuum. Threat of substitutes. Alternatives that are offered to customers are sandals, boots, and other styles of footwear, to name a few. With 3 other athletic footwear companies selling similar products at cheaper prices in the same 4 global markets, those 3 companies can substitute their shoes for potential sales from A&M Company. The threat of substitutes is, however, a lower barrier because of how the management team would adjust each week and follow important financials along with sales information. Industry attractiveness. A&M Company had a moderate to low with high impacts from barriers, low substitutes, and moderate suppliers. The rivalry is strong and a moderate power of buyers. And as you can see on the continuum, these were also placed lower.
The recommendations. The recommendations that A&M Company co-managers must share with you is that every decision must be analyzed with the utmost importance to be able to prevail in the athletic footwear industry. When decisions are made in a company, the results can either have a positive or negative effect that can last several years into the future. A company needs to be careful and consider all the effects that could happen before making a decision to keep from having disastrous effects. Grand strategy. To prevail in the business industry, the formulation of a good strategy is crucial. The grand strategy of the A&M Company is to provide just the right amount of athletic footwear pairs to customers, but not providing an overwhelming amount that would be left over until next year. Do not overestimate your revenue in the next year or in the amount spent on long-term assets because of the negative effects on your company's working capital. Having a negative effect on your company's working capital can cause an automatic overdraft loan to be taken out on your company's behalf, and the company will take some time to recover from the shortfall of working capital. To have a good grand strategy, analyze all decisions with the utmost confidence to make sure the results are what you expected. Corporate strategy. To excel as a company with an effective corporate strategy, you must incorporate social responsibility, decrease the company's debt, make facility improvements, penetrate the market effectively, and avoid a conglomerate strategy. The ability to win corporate social responsibility award can increase if you choose to continue social responsibility efforts in the years running your business. Having a less debt not only promotes the good health of the company, but increases the value of your company by having less outstanding stock. A company needs to continually make improvements in facilities, such as equipment, to be able to meet the growing demand for athletic footwear. The improvements made to facilities will give an advantage in market penetration by using the company's resources and capabilities to provide an increase of athletic footwear pairs for sale to customers every year. As a co-manager, you must keep in mind to avoid using a conglomerate strategy because of the risk involved in supplying different products to customers. A company's co-managers need to continue to have different effective corporate strategies in order to have a healthy company in the current and upcoming years. International strategy. The international strategy incorporates a global view of how to succeed with more than one facility. To be able to supply customers with athletic footwear, a company should manufacture the athletic footwear in the two existing facilities and ship the accurate number of pairs to the other two facilities with careful consideration of tariffs. After the athletic footwear has been shipped and ready for sale, having a good company image will affect the number of pairs sold. Having a good company image will help maintain athletic footwear sales and a steady flow of revenue. A company should keep its focus on maintaining their athletic footwear growth and avoid integration of non-athletic footwear products. The integration of non-athletic footwear products is a business risk and should be avoided to promote a healthy company. A good international strategy will distribute athletic footwear to other facilities for customers to purchase. Business strategy. Having a good business strategy starts with competitive pricing. With other companies in the athletic footwear industry, when the pricing competitive increases, your style should be $250. This will attract more customers to purchase your footwear. A company should strive to have at least a 5 to 6 star rating to decrease the number of rejects that are produced. Having a 5 to 6 star rating will ensure to have a good quality product that meets the demand of customers and capture repeat business. Short term. A company needs to know what their short-term goals are and what choices can be made to reach these goals. To reach your short-term goals, a company must have a good strategy to be competitive with other companies as a socially responsible company and needs to exceed the company's expectation of shareholders. When the company's co-managers are making decisions, keep in mind that if one strategy does not meet your company's short-term goals, change strategies. The low-cost strategy developed for the AM company did not meet the co-manager's expectations, and as a result, a strategy change was implemented. A strategy to be competitive with other companies' prices was executed and changed the market position of the AM company. This allowed the AM company to find the best strategy to be successful in the athletic footwear industry. Long term. Once a company meets their short-term goals, there is an opportunity to meet their long-term goals. Having a plan to meet the long-term goals is crucial to the success of the company. Every decision is a step to meeting the long-term goals of the company, and each successful step will decrease the number of decisions to meet the company's long-term goals. A company needs to have available athletic footwear for sale in the 4 regions. The co-managers can direct the distribution into these 4 areas. The distribution of available athletic footwear to customers in the 4 different regions at competitive prices will keep the supply of athletic footwear available to customers. Having an opportunity to increase technology in a company can provide an advantage over other companies and decrease the amount of rejected pairs of athletic footwear made by selecting the option of incorporating robots into the facilities. A high-quality SQ rating will also decrease the amount of rejected pairs of athletic footwear made, which decreases the cost of the company to produce the right amount of athletic footwear pairs. As co-managers in the company, it is important to decrease costs, sell within all available markets of demand, to increase prices to manufacturing costs by staying competitive, to improve technology to stay competitive, and to increase training to give your company a higher SQ rating. The strongest competitors we found in a wholesale market in a private label was the best footwear company overall. Detailed actions: taking out the competition. Be competitive with other companies. Be original with your decisions. Gather as much celebrity influence as you can. Develop in all 4 markets by building a positive reputation. The lessons we learned. The AM company would make the following recommendation from the lessons that they have learned personally. You want to invest in private label, follow the reports, being competitive with pricing, increasing production facilities, increasing equipment, and monitor the other companies, of course. Investing in production with private label section on athletic footwear market can increase sales for your company and provide your company with a competitive edge. Being an investigator when it comes to your financial information within the reports is important to your company and will help your company stay competitive. Having a low-cost strategy can hurt your company, but by being competitive with other companies when the pricing can actually excel your position within the game. Being able to produce more footwear to meet the demand of customers is one of the best ways to achieve your goal of staying competitive. Make sure you purchase more equipment and also overall pay attention to what other companies are doing to adjust what your company is doing to stay competitive. Overall, the athletic footwear industry is greatly competitive. Your revenues will vary. Analyze the information you are given. Focus on lowering your costs, having a high quality product. Decrease your rejects. These are the references we use. Thank you for watching.